Mobile settings, how is it still lagging? Your internet sucks. Okay. Yeah. No, there was no trolling. It was just a forward that got caught, was very ineffective, and he took a lot more damage, so that was unfortunate for him. Hans again, here for VNS Sol, it appears. Playing in blue towards the left-hand side of the map, then towards the right-hand side we will have Barles still. Playing in red as Mongols this time around, and it looks like duopoly again. Okay, so I don't know if Sol is like, well, if you fail, try again, and he's going for the forward again on this map? Okay, that's interesting. But we're gonna see something a little different this time around with Mongols instead of Celts, or any infantry civ for that matter. Sure, but give me a sec, guys. Let's see if we can get Jugband in here. Taff, are you there, Taff? Where is Taff? We're not gonna miss too much, guys. I'm just gonna quickly check some stuff and keep an eye. I'm gonna talk about the maps in the meantime until we get Jugband into the game room. We have Mongol towards the back for Sol. Really nice deer right next to his berries this time. Going for the forward lumber camp once again. Stone towards the back. Another wood line towards the back. Are you kidding me? Re. Okay, so Re has been called by Barles. By the way, I believe players get to call one Re per the whole series, as far as I know. I'm saying balls. I don't know how you say balls, but I don't say balls like that, so. Anyway. Interesting chat in Twitch, guys. Anyway, we're gonna get into the game once again in a bit. Players have launched. We're just waiting for spec delay countdown now.
Connected. Microphone muted.
Hello, Helene.
Channel switched.
Running from that, didn't realize they would just be in the welcome channel. Soul chose the same map because he didn't download the pack. Oh my god. That would actually be priceless. If Soul did that because he didn't download the pack. You do try your best. I appreciate that. 50 seconds until we get into the game, guys. Really soon. Hopefully we don't see another recall, but we could see one from Sol. I mean, he still has that option. 20 seconds now. I'm in the wrong TeamSpeak room. That is incorrect. I'm in whichever TeamSpeak room I want to be in. I actually was gonna create my own channel. Room, whatever, so that people can't join and only I can join, and it'll be anyway. Once again, Huns rather versus Mongols. This time players being really close together. That's gonna make forwarding, going early scouts, stuff like that really interesting. I wonder if we're gonna see a nice 19 pop Mongol scout rush from Barles here. He doesn't have deer close enough to push, which is a little unfortunate. It looks like he wants to do a boar steal. I mean, boar steal on this map is actually, well, on this patch is really, really difficult. He's going straight for it. Look at that. He's not even scouting out his own resources. He's going to find the sheep. He's going to find the boar with the Mongol line of sight, obviously. On the scout, he sees the boar now. I'm going to have a quick look at the changes. 50%. Hunt bonus was the original one, now it's at 40%, so reduced by 10%. Cav Archer fire rate reduced by, what is it, from 20 to 15%, and team bonus only gives scout line of sight +1 line of sight instead of +2. So it's a little less. It looks like he's just going to steal some sheep and hightail it out of there. He might find actually 2 more sheep here. If he sees all of these sheep, that's really going to be unfortunate for Saul. Oh, he just misses the boar as well. That's really unfortunate. If he had stolen those extra 2 sheep, I think it would have been even worse there for Saul. Looks like Saul's now going to head on over and try and do a bit of stealing of his own. Might be able to find the sheep. Actually, they're just going to run into each other. It looks like at this rate. Saul, Scout, still looking for his own resources. So now we're going to find Barles is going to find his other 2 sheep, and then he's going to find these 2 in the back soon as well. He's actually found them, he just needs to collect them. So with the sheep scouting that he's done, he's going to have 2 extra sheep, and he knows exactly where Saul is. Saul now bringing in his first boar, has pushed a deer in as well. He's got a really nice deer to push in, which is something that Barles does not have, but he does have 2 extra sheep. And don't think he's found his second boar yet. Excuse me. He's trying to find it now, but having that late second boar is going to be a bit of an issue, even with the sheep. Maybe 20 pop Mongols is more realistic on this map, and still can't find it. It's all the way to the right hand side. He's going to scout it out sooner rather than later because it's just quite far, and board is usually within a certain number of tiles of your TC. Jogband is Chris's toy. What? Doesn't really matter where I am. Yeah. Anyway, it looks like he will find his second boar now, especially with the extra line of sight. He's going to come down here and continue scouting in a circular pattern, and he's even sending... Yeah, he sees it now, and it looks like 16 population for each of the players. We see Saul now bringing in his second boar as well, which means the second boar for Barles is quite late. As Mongols, you need to have the boar in a little earlier thanks to the hunt bonus, and bringing in an extra sheep to kill as well. And that's going to ruin any 19 pop plans, maybe 20 pop even. He's definitely going to be able to get 21, since... he didn't get loom early, and saving that vill as well, so he's got a few villagers now on low health under the TC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 low health vills, but he does have that extra 2 sheep still. Looks like we're going to see 4 vills on wood here from Saul, so that's either a forward build or perhaps we'll see... Oh, actually getting loom now. 19 pop it is, it seems. Not sure if he's going to have enough food. It is going down really quickly though. And he's just, yeah, he's going to have just enough. 19 pop scouts. Very nice. Very nicely played indeed. And now we see Saul now 20 pop. Looks like he'll be going for either men-at-arms or standard forward. Haven't really decided yet. Or maybe 22 pop, 23 pop archers. I mean, I'm not sure what he's got planned. He's splitting his lumber camp right now. He could even go 22 pop scouts. But... I would be kind of surprised if he did that. Anyway, putting that vill inside, so 22 pop scouts it is. As far as I can tell, unless he's going men-at-arms and he's not on gold yet. But he will have enough food, he can actually send those vills to his gold if he chooses to do so now. He's clicked up to feudal, he's got a farm down already. Yeah, he's going men-at-arms. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense here. But, I mean, he's going up on 22 pop, 19 pop scouts versus men-at-arms is not too bad. I mean, as long as you can come forward as well with your units, with your vills rather, and maybe go for a tower at the same time on the gold, then the men-at-arms forward thing is not going to work so well. Is he gonna get sheep stolen though? It's quite close to the TC. I think he'll be just fine. And now, dropping his stable here. He's just lacking a little bit of wood for a sec. But he is in feudal age, so his scout is faster. His scout also will do more damage, so getting the +2 damage. And now Saul's scout in a bit of trouble. He's actually gonna run it onto getting a bit of a heal bonus here, but still gonna lose that scout fairly quickly now. And dropping his own barracks back at home. So we're gonna see... well, does he have double bid axe? I'm pretty sure he will already... Yeah, double bid axe is on the way, complete just now for Barles. He's seeing the barracks now, so he knows it's quite early for a barracks given what Sol is going for, and he scouted out the villagers on the gold as well, so he knows what's coming. He's probably going to come forward and maybe tower that then. Definitely something to consider. And there we go, there's the tower, as expected from him. Might even start taking stone as well. Archery range coming up actually from Sol, so it's 23, 22 pop into an archery range, and he is making those spearmen, so the scout's going to be a little less effective now. But spearmen coming out from Barles as well, and let's see how much damage the tower does, I guess. If you can force him off of the gold, then those archers are not going to be as effective. He's going to have to go skirmishes first. Skirmishes versus scouts, well, not so great. Even archers versus scouts, not so great. And now the tower is being built. And does Sol see this? No, it's out of his line of sight, so he doesn't know this is happening. And we're going to see the scouts head to the back to try and see what they can pick, but there is a spear there, so he's just going to hightail it out of there, doesn't want to risk it. And the tower will not get denied, so he will be forced off of his gold. He's just going to keep his scouts pretty close to that area so that if... Ooh, Archer might get picked here. No, he'll be fine. Oh, he's going to wall the vills in! He's going to wall the vills in so they can't get out. Oh my god, that is just so... Oh. And Sol forced to delete off the mining camp, in fact. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Sol, and just garrisons up those vills inside the tower, takes down 2 spearmen here as well. So, Sol, off of gold. I actually love the fact that he tried to do that. That's so awesome. Anyway, scouts now being brought home for Barles. And it looks like Sol will probably... Yeah, he's got gold in the back that he's going to start taking instead, but still. It's a thought that counts, right? Forward haul. Well, you know. Stuff happens. Anyway, it looks like really committing to the scouts here for Barles. He's making more and more scouts. It looks like Sol has actually stopped making spearmen as far as I can tell. No, he's making more spearmen now. And he's going to tower his gold at the back as well. But with a decent number of scouts plus bloodlines, there's just not much that Sol will be able to do, I guess. Maybe even going for bloodlines here on those scouts. He's going to be forced away though, Sol, with just too much there, plus the spearmen. And nope, just more scouts, I guess. More and more scouts. And Sol now coming forward with that army. That's a bit of a mistake from him, I think. I don't think he realizes how many units Barles has. And that, you know, that many scouts is going to clear up that spearman as well as those archers so easily. And spearman goes down pretty quickly. Really? No? Oh, he didn't micro it. That's unfortunate. Bit of poor micro here from Barles, loses 2 scouts unnecessarily, but he will be able to clear up these archers and 2 spears. So that's still not a horrendous trade, it's not a great trade by any means, but at least he gets... Oh, he misses the last archer. Okay, that's not great for him. And it looks like he's going to be walling up back at home, dropping an archery range now as well. He's playing this kind of like you'd expect Hun's War, in fact. But the scouts into archer transition is fairly standard, so I guess not too many surprises there. And it looks like he is taking stone back at home as well. And going to try and do a bit of damage with those scouts at the gold mine. The tower's going to force him away. And there's a spearman on the wood line as well, which is going to make that a hard target for him to go for as well. Excuse me. Another tower coming up at the front for Barles, but unfortunately going to get denied by archers here. And he's going to be forced back to his own tower. I guess just going to build a house. Okay. No biggie. No big deal. And now we see Sol moving forward with his archers, and that means back to the tower for Barles. Of course, Sol is just going to double back and continue denying the tower. I think, yeah, he's going to lose a vill here. It's a little unfortunate. And his scouts aren't doing too much right now. They're just patrolling around, and the tower gets a little bit of damage on those archers, but not too much. In the meantime, making skirmishes back at home. Let's have a look at Saul's economy. He's starting to take stone himself, dropping some extra farms, and continuing to make archers, double archery range production for some time now. Blacksmith going down at the front. Excuse me, and it looks like Saul's going to come in and try and do a bit of damage. Usually the aggressor loses more units here, so Saul is ahead by 6 villages right now. The forward really costing Barles in terms of economy. And those skirmishers should be able to take down those spearmen. He's got 4 of them there, but no fletching, so as long as he takes down the spearmen with his skirmishers, those archers are just going to die so quickly. He loses 2 scouts, but I think they were on really low health anyway, so not too much of a loss. And now those archers being forced to run away, Saul having to micro quite a bit here to try and just take down 1 scout, and those skirmishers as well, cleaning up those archers quite effectively. So not a good trade for Saul by any means. It looks like Barles did lose those forward villagers though at the front in the meantime, and does get that tower denied by those archers from Saul. But now he can move forward, sending even more villagers forward to continue towering, and he is walled all the way across the front now with palisade as well. Excuse me. Padded archer armor being completed for Barles, so going full feudal age here, and keeping those resources low, so not going castle age anytime soon. And now it looks like Saul will be forced to stay away. Can't really deny this tower from coming up anymore, and that tower will force him off of his stone, as well as off of some of those farms. Yeah, he has Norway flag on his this account. I thought it was the Denmark flag, but you know, my geography is horrendous, so don't ask me. So second tower going up now, he's taking down the mining camp for some reason and not going aggressive with those units. It's another forward tower from him, I don't know about this. I guess he doesn't realize how far ahead Saul is in terms of resources. Saul now with wheelbarrow as well, and he needs to micro those skirmishers so they're killing the spears, and then he can go in with his scouts to kill off all of these units. But he's just playing very safe, and he's going to stay at home. He's now got archers coming out across the map with some skirmishers, but his tower getting delayed a little bit here with those range units coming in from Saul, and his scouts aren't doing too much right now. The tower is going to go up though. I don't think we're going to see Saul deny it, and those scouts are just not in position though. The scouts need to be there defending those villas building the tower. And the skirmishers as well. But the tower is up now, so a bit of good news for him. That's going to force Saul off of his farm slightly, but is about to click up to castle age now, and he still does have 3 more vills, so the vill difference being reduced here, and now he has clicked up to castle age. And Barles is still not on the way to castle age. He does have wheelbarrow a little earlier though, because Saul only just got it on his way to castle age, and it looks like we're just gonna see... Where are those archers? Where are the rest of Barles? His army is back at home defending, okay. So he's not really fully committing to this, which is a little unfortunate, because he's going to be up to castle age later. And it doesn't look really good for him right now. He's going to be forced to garrison those vills back into that tower, getting denied on that tower once again. Just 2 vills constantly idle here for Barles, as well as being behind in terms of total vill count as well. Dropping a tower now on the stone back at home, so he can go forward with the rest of his military units. I don't know. He's still trying to get a tower, but those military units just sitting on that hill, the archers and the skirmishers from Saul are just denying that again and again, and his own scouts aren't doing any damage. He's not even just trying to walk them around, see if he can pick anything. It looks like he will try to do some damage with those archers. It looks like Saul will be going cav archers, stable, and a 3rd archer range going down for him. So he's getting the stable for bloodlines, and he's getting a 3rd archery range just to keep those cav archers pumping. Counter tower coming up on that hill from Saul. Yeah, he made a couple too many towers, I think. Aussie asking if another Aussie speaks Aussie. Okay. Well, it looks like Barles here is going to lose those archers to the tower here from Sol. Interesting tower position. Didn't see that one coming. Guess it's to protect the farms, and loses almost his entire army just as he clicks up to Castle Age, whereas Sol keeps his army alive. We're going to see full stone wall coming up on towards the bottom of the map and towards the front of the map for Barles now, just to try and turtle it up. Extra towers coming up back at home as well, and he's still got these 2 villas forward, excuse me, that aren't doing anything. Looks like the stone walls will go up in time, and this tower is going to protect him just enough. Sending more villas actually to Stonewall, but luckily for him, it looks like Sol will go around the left-hand side, and his towers everywhere will protect him from that. I mean, the crossbows can still, well, actually they're covered by 2 towers here, so it's kind of difficult for Sol to do too much, and he's actually just going to be forced away. And then the second tower also being garrisoned up, and a quick wall off as well, so, ooh, nice. Stone walls, and that's just going to deny those crossbows from even walking in, and it's another full wall from Barles here. He's going to have to change his lumber camp placement though. Still got 2 archers alive, but they're sitting next to a TC that's going up for Sol, and not able to deny that, unfortunately for him. Looks like Sol's just going to eco a little with his sufficient, I would say, tower defense, and then he wants to start taking down those towers from Barles as well, so he can start taking his main gold once again. That secondary gold towards the back is slowly being whittled down. Looks like those crossbows still reaching vills on that new lumber camp from Barles, and now he wants to take down that stone wall. Barles with quite a number of archers now, getting crossbow and bodkin as well, but inefficient vills. You know, they're just walking around because they can't take wood efficiently because of that army from Sol, and now he's gonna come in and try and kill them off, deleting that stone wall in fact, while he brings those units forward, losing a villager here. But now Sol getting cleaned up. Is he gonna get a second vill there? No, it looks like he's just gonna get one, and he's gonna lose quite a few units for it while he's not paying attention. In the meantime, his Ram has taken down 1 tower already, and looks like he will clean up these crossbows in the back of his base as well with his cav archers. And he is going to lose the rest of his army now to a tower as well as those units from Barles. The crossbows coming in. I don't know what he was doing with the stone wall and then deleting the stone wall, but now Sol has lost his entire army. Moving forward once again, and a 3rd TC going up on the main gold now. For Barles, he's dropping a 2nd TC on his secondary gold, and that looks like it's about it for him for now. He's got the score lead for now, but in terms of vill count, he's still 5 villages behind. Keep in mind, he's had these 2 vills idle for a long time now as well, and he's got to lose 1 at least, maybe 2. Okay, so he's gonna lose 1, and the cav archers keep pressing forward with the help of the ram as well. 2nd TC up and running now for Barles. He does not have the stone for 3rd, so he's probably just going to either drop some more farms, I don't know, improve the efficiency on that lumber camp, I think would be a good idea as well. In the meantime, Sol with the defensive siege workshop back at home already. Quite a nice number of military units out on the map as well, 14 to 21. Loses the last forward vill here for Barles, and he's going to go around and see if he can try and pick off some vills, probably towards the right hand side. He knows there's a TC there, he had those 2 crossbows sitting up there, he also knows it's gold, and he knows that Sol is chopping wood there as well. Ooh, almost running into those cav archers. And a mangonel there from Sol as well. He's got to sit on top of that hill. Keep in mind that crossbows actually outrange cav archers by 1, but it's still 7 range to 7 range for mangonels to crossbows here. Okay. So he gets 1 for free, 2 for free, and now the mangonel is going to force him away. He's going to have to run here. He can't fight against the mangonel plus the cav archers. He just doesn't have enough crossbows there, and it's going to take a lot of micro on top of that. And his blacksmith, in fact, being taken down here by Sol, who is applying a lot of pressure. Now starting to mangonel down the house at the front. And I don't know, Barles has 3 archery ranges, a university, he's getting ballistics now as well, but he doesn't have a siege workshop. And now that his blacksmith's gone down, we're gonna see Sol use that ram to to take down houses, and he's going to be housed a lot here. Is he building a lot of houses right now? He's building an extra TC, being housed and housed again, and it looks like the plan for Soul is just to get him housed, super housed here. Handcart being researched, in fact, because he can't make villages, and dropping more and more houses now, as well as his third TC up towards the back there. Picking off some vills, forcing the garrison here from Soul. Soul actually has a defensive mangonel back at home as well, so he'll be just fine. And in fact, this tower from Barles is not going to do too much. Soul sitting under the TC, sitting under tower fire rather, and it's not too much that Barles can do to deny this from happening or stop this from happening, because Soul is just camping on that hill, and his crossbows are really scared here. He can't engage into this without risking his crossbows to the mangonel. Actually, Soul, still getting one good hit off, but could have gone a lot worse for Barles there. And now he's gonna just micro those crossbows at the front away from that mangonel. He has them on scatter formation, so they take less damage if the mangonel catches them. And he's going to try and micro it away anyway. Ram coming forward for Soul. It looks like he will lose a couple units, but in the meantime, Barles is going to lose some crossbows there to the mangonel, taking a couple of losses, but getting 2 more villages at the same time, and trying to defend at the front as well. He's got a knight there, but rams are really effective as well against crossbows, even with those buildings there from Barles to tank up some of that damage. And the ram now getting released a little prematurely, but not able to do too much, and he's going to be forced away now that his stable's gone down, making a defensive mangonel of his own at the same time back at home, and bringing his crossbows back home as well. Probably going to delete a wall and let them in through the back where it's nice and safe. Or not. Or he's just gonna wrap around and try and do some damage again. Ram is gonna go down now for Soul. He does have fully upgraded cav archers now, and another forward mangonel coming in. Keep in mind that with his mangonel on the hill, that means that it's gonna take more than one shot from the mangonel of Barles to kill off his mangonel, and it's gonna be a one-hit KO pretty much guaranteed, with his mangonel shooting downhill. More and more pressure, but it looks like 3 TC for both players at this moment in time. In terms of the vill count, Soul is 16 villages ahead. He's dropping a forward castle. If Barles can't deny that castle, then it's just all over. And his mangonel, in fact, getting a little trapped by his crossbows, and as you can see, it's a one-hit guaranteed kill there for the mangonels on top of the hill, and he's even repairing the mangonels. Now, looking very bad for Barles. He's coming in through the back to try and do a little more harassment with those crossbows towards the right-hand side, but I'm not sure if he's going to get too much. Let's have a look at the raid. Well, there's a mangonel there still, and it looks like Soul is going to notice that and use those mangonels. Use that mangonel rather to take down the crossbows. Bit of micro going down for Barles, but he loses the crossbows anyway, and Soul is just going to repair it. Going to get the vill, but that's all those crossbows down. The castle at the front of his base going up as well, and his TC starting to be mangonel down by those 2 mangonels sitting on top of a hill. Not looking good at all. He's going to almost gets 1. Oh, 2 for 1. Okay, that's not too bad for him. Now he can move forward with those crossbows and try and force Soul. He can sit on top of the hill towards the left if he can just make his way around. I would say delete that lumber camp and just walk around, try and make his way around. But it looks like Soul is just gonna... Okay, he's gonna camp under the tower, but there is a mangonel. There is... Oh, the mangonel dies. Okay, so Barles not really getting much out of that mangonel. In the meantime, Soul still pretty much untouched back at home. That little raid didn't do anything thanks to the defensive mangonel. Defensive castle coming up from Barles as well, right next to his TC. If you look at Soul's economy and resources though, he's going to go Imperial Age, which means that castle from Barles is going to go down really soon. Looks like Barles also considering going Imperial Age, sitting on 100 population, but he is still about 21 villages behind Soul right now, so he's pretty far behind. Excuse me. And looks like he's going to send his crossbows across the map. Maybe try go around, but there's another castle coming up from Soul. I think he wants to deny this. I don't know if he can. Soul actually being forced away. It looks like that castle from Barles does reach those vills building the castle from Soul. And he's just considering it with those crossbows, but decides not to waste them, and he's just going to try and raid and kill off some vills with them instead. Now on the way to Imperial Age as well, but he is almost a minute later than Sol. Sol once again coming in to raid with those cav archers. Barles still with no blacksmith. And just going to lose a couple of vills as Sol comes in with the cav archers, but Sol going to lose a couple of cav archers for that as well, and there are TC still, so Barles decides he's better off using the crossbows elsewhere. What is that? Another TC on the main goal. This is like DM style from Sol right now. And the second castle is now complete for Barles. It does reach the vills on the stone mine here, and he's also losing those crossbows that he sent to try and defend from those cav archers from Sol. And Sol running past those crossbows from Barles, but almost manages to get them with the mangonel here. So Barles can't make up his mind. He's gonna lose everything here if he can't make up his mind. Those cav archers and the mangonel just trapping him in between his own houses, and he loses the rest of his army before he goes Imperial Age. And this is even worse, as if things were not looking bad enough already for him. And now Sol gonna head on over with even more cav archers to raid. Population difference now, 35, yeah, 30, more than 30, yeah, it was 35. But vill count still very much in favor of Sol. It's pretty much all villages that he has a population advantage in terms of right now. Stable going up for Barles. Looks like he does want to go for the Mangadai, but with one single castle and his only castle pretty much going to go down as soon as Sol starts making those trebs from 2 castles. Well, it's pretty much going to be game over soon, I think. Sol, first 2 trebs are out from those 2 forward castles. Gonna start trebbing down that castle from Barles. Actually, buying... No, that was not... Wrong person, my bad. Blacksmith going up, and GG, there we go. He knows that once he loses that castle, the game is over. Maybe just committing a little too much to the towers. He should have backed after he did enough damage and gone Castle Age a little earlier. Ended up perhaps costing him the game. Okay, in terms of military, 88 units to 76 lost for Sol, 16 buildings raised to 1 lost, and 33 to 36 largest army, so Barles coming up on top in terms of largest army by a little bit, but unfortunately still losing the game. Weaker economy, less food, less wood, less stone, and less gold for him, so quite a bit stronger for Sol. Also did reach Castle Age and Imperial Age earlier, plus the Vill high, 107 to 81 Vills. Mongols are quite an eco-intensive civ. You do need quite a bit of eco to make Imperial Age army, as well as get all the upgrades. 1 knight versus 30 CAs, yeah.